No way.
Get out.
You're fucking stupid ass.
Get out.
No.
Go ahead. I'm calling the cops on you, bro. I'm calling the cops on you, bro. Get the fuck out of my house.
Seriously? You'll fucking ruin your life.
No, I won't.
Story time.
Story time about how I found out my ex-boyfriend was gay while we were in a relationship. So, like, imagine being in love with a guy that's in love with a guy. Yeah, that's what it was like. I always kind of had my doubts, and, like, other people would kind of say, like, you sure he not gay? And I'd be like, he is not gay, trust me, he's not gay. Like, don't do my boyfriend. And I would always defend him because that's my boyfriend, that's my man, and I'm gonna stick beside him. So he would always, like, literally always go with his friends, and they would just, like, do anything. He would always be with them, and I would be like, can I have some of your time? It was so bad. Like, can I have some of your time too? It got to the point where I felt like he was cheating, but he was cheating with another woman and just saying, like, he was going with his friends. No. He would say stuff like, I'm done with him. And, y'all, it was so bad. I don't know how I didn't see it. It was so bad. They would even have arguments, and he would be like, I'm not talking to him no more. Like, imagine your boyfriend saying stuff like, I'm not going to talk to him no more. Like, he's selfish. He just... Y'all, it sounded like they was in a relationship for real. That's why I would always say, like, that's your boyfriend. Like, do I even have a boyfriend? That's your boyfriend. Leading up to the day that I found out, we were going through a really rough patch, and we were arguing all the time. And a lot of time we would argue, and he would, like, tell me, like, stuff like, it's just stuff that I got to work on with myself. Like, it's not you. It's just stuff that I have to work on. And I'll be like, what is it? Like, a bunch of unanswered questions. Okay, y'all, I'm back. Story time, how I found out my boyfriend was gay, part 2. So, like, 3 days before I found out for real, my friend sent me a video of 3 men doing a thing. If y'all know it was a porno. The video was only 32 seconds long. It was super blurry, and it only showed, like, a glimpse of his face. So I couldn't tell that it was him or if it was him or not. Y'all, we spent like a full-blown hour trying to figure it out. We couldn't figure it out, but one thing about me is I'm going to investigate, and I will figure it out. The next time I saw him, I asked him if I can use his phone real quick. He let me, but, like, I can tell he was kind of watching what I was doing, like, looking over me. So I went to his text messages, and I saw that he had a text message from his friend that I was talking about in part 1. We're going to call him Brian. The text message said, we need to do that again. We need to do that again. And then right before I can press the message and go look at it, he snatches his phone away from me. At this point, I'm really in detective mode because either you cheating on me or you cheating on me with a man. Y'all, it get worse from here.
Like for part 3.
Okay, y'all, I'm back. Part 3, story time, how I found out my ex-boyfriend was gay. So this is where everything really starts to unfold. He snatches the phone out my hand, and at this point, I'm still in denial. But in the back of my mind, I already knew the truth that I had to face. I just feel like it would have been easier to digest if it was a woman. After he snatched the phone from me, we started arguing because what are you hiding? What was it that him and Brian needed to do again? Y'all, this man looks me dead in my eyes and tell me that I'm tripping, and him and Brian was talking about going back out of town. But here's the kicker. From my understanding, him and Brian had never been out of town. I'm like, you sound stupid as hell. When did y'all even go out of town in the first place? Now he's stumbling over his words, and he looking like he just got caught. Like he's scared. So he started confessing that they went out of town for a day while I was on my girls trip. He didn't want to tell me because he didn't want to bother me while I was out there. What the hell sense does that even make? We talked every single day while I was out there. Every single day. We argued about that for a while until I realized that was probably the least of my worries. Because for one, you might have a gay sex tape out on the internet. And for two, why are you and your friend talking in a sexual manner? But I knew for a fact that I wasn't gonna get that he was gay out of him that night. So I decided to let it go that night and investigate the next day, since he had already told me that he was going out with the guys the next day. Like for part 4, this is where I catch him in the act. Never mind, forget that. Like for part 3 and a half.
Part
All right,
3
y'all,
and a
I'm back
half.
again in the same day with story time, part 3 and a half, how I found out my ex-boyfriend was gay. So I told him that I was gonna stay in that night, and I told him to have fun, do your thing. Meanwhile, I was gathering a whole plan of action. I asked my sister if she can switch cars with me, so he wouldn't have known that it was me, because he would never recognize my sister's car how he recognized my car. So that night I told him that I was gonna go ahead and go to sleep. It was probably about like 9 o'clock, but I was very much woke, very much.
Like for part 4. Part 4.
All right, y'all, this is it, part 4, how I found out my ex-boyfriend was gay. Now this is a part that I have literally been dreading. So I told him that I was gonna go ahead and go to sleep, and I told him be safe, have fun, just so he wouldn't like suspect anything. They usually leave out at like 10, so I waited till like 9:30 to head that way. When I got there, my ex's car was there, but Brian's car wasn't. So I sat there and waited to see if anybody would come, whether it be him, another girl, another guy. I just sat there and waited. I probably waited for like 30 minutes, and then Brian pulls up. I told myself I don't know what time they leaving, but I'm gonna give him like an hour max. An hour passed and nobody else showed up, but also they never left out. In my mind, I'm like, dang, I should have never told him I was going to sleep, because I need to be able to ask him if he at the club or not, if he left yet, to see what he said. So I decided to text him and tell him that I couldn't sleep, and I asked him if they had made it to the club yet. I kid y'all not, this man tells me, yeah, we here, but I'm kind of ready to go. It was something like that. Like he was saying that he was ready to go. I'm like, bro, why do you have to do, all you had to say was yeah. You didn't have to do all that lying. What you doing all that lying for? So I just played along with it, and I asked him what time he planned on going home. He like, probably in an hour or so. Y'all, I'm like, this is crazy. Now keep in mind, I have a key. We got a key to each other house, but we had a key. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give him like 15 minutes and I'm going in. 15 minutes passed and I'm like, okay, it's time, I'm going. So I went up to the door and listened, but I didn't hear anything. Then I turned the doorknob and the door is not even locked. Walked in and I was terrified. I was freaking terrified. They not in the living room. They not in the kitchen. I don't see them when I first come in. So I'm like, God, please don't let this man be in his bedroom. Then I started to hear moaning and I knew right then and there exactly what was going on. I wanted to turn around and go home. I didn't even care no more, but I had to figure it out. So I went ahead and busted in the door, and y'all will never believe what I had to witness.
He was giving Brian that gok 3000.
On his knees, yo.
I know a lot of people have been like messaging me, asking me what's going on, why I'm moving out. And it's because like I just found out that my husband and like the man that I've been with like since high school for like 12 years, like we have 2 kids together, and he just like let me know that like he's gay and that he's been gay and like he's been trying to fake it, but he just can't anymore. I'm feeling so many things. I'm confused, I'm angry, I'm sad, but I'm also happy that like I'm happy that he could like finally live his life and that he doesn't have to like hide himself anymore. But I don't know, I'm just feeling so many things. Anyways, I just want to thank everyone for their kind messages and words of like affirmation, just because it has really helped me get through. Because like I've been with him since I was in high school, and so it's just like a lot, especially with 2 kids and like having to move out your whole life, like a whole life that you thought that you were gonna have, that it's gone now. And it's also hard because it's like no one really understands, because no one has been through this situation. Like no one that I know has been through this situation. And so it's just really hard. I just love him, and he keeps telling me how much he loves me and our kids, and like he never wanted to have to like leave, but that he just can't like pretend anymore. And I just want to be like supportive and just let him know that he has me like still on his side, and that I love him still. But it's just hard at the same time because like I spent the last 12 years with him building this life. It's like just crazy that like your whole life can just change in like a day. The nights are like just so lonely, and I have like the 2 kids to take care of. And it's like I just miss him and I miss our family so much. Since finding out about my husband, I've gotten hundreds of messages from other women going through the same thing. There is just so many absolutely heartbreaking and devastating stories that I'm reading in my messages. I know I'm getting a lot of backlash for the way that I'm handling it, but the amount of people thanking me in my messages has made it all worth it. There's so many women out there that are wanting to share their stories, and they're scared because they haven't told their families or their partner hasn't fully come out. I've already had multiple women ask me to share their stories anonymously, so I might start doing that on here as well. I don't even think that it's been a week. I'm still grieving and I'm still processing everything. I am going to be starting a support group of a bunch of women who have been going through it and want to be able to chat and talk to each other and heal together. And if you want to be part of that, just let me know. And if you do want me to share your story anonymously, just message me, but put share in caps or something so that I could separate your messages from the other ones that I'm receiving. I just want to use this platform to help others and, of course, document my own growth over time. And thank you everyone who has been supportive. It has actually really, really helped me. I just wanted to hop on here and address like comments like this because I did get a few. I tried to update the caption in the video to say that I had posted with consent, because I would never, ever, ever in a billion years out someone no matter what they did to me. I would never publicly out anyone. As you could see from my video, like I'm very empathetic. I would never ever hurt someone in that way, no matter how bad they hurt me. And it wasn't actually my idea to post the video. It was his idea because I've been struggling, and it was his idea because he told me that I should post about it to reach more people so that I could find people who are experiencing it like how I am, and they could give me their point of view and they could help me and I could have a community, because I don't know anyone personally who's going through this. So before you jump the gun and just think that I'm like some horrible person who like is hurt and I'm gonna hurt someone else, it was never like that, and it will never be like that. And as far as like the people who are hating on me, saying that I just saw what I wanted to see and it's like I should have known and all this stuff, and like commenting on videos of like my daughter's birthday, just like hating and like saying just horrible things. Like, what's wrong with you guys? Like, clearly I'm going through some shit, and then you're just gonna hate on all like the good memories that we actually had. Like, that's like genuinely so fucked up, and like I wish people were just nicer. And to all the women who did reach out to me and tell me their stories, I'm so thankful for you guys. You guys have helped me through so much. I know it's only been 3 days now, and I have a lot of processing to do, but it really has helped. So I appreciate you guys. And all my new followers who are supporting me as well, like I'm so thankful just for everyone. It's just a really hard time right now. So I just wanted to clear up something. My ex, he did not leave me. I took myself out of that situation. I took myself out the house just because I couldn't be there. It was just too many memories to have to look at. But he does still help with the kids. He did offer to still pay for me to be at the house and that he could leave, but I just didn't want to be there. So I just went with my family by choice. But he didn't just kick me out and like leave our kids or anything like that. I know it's not the popular opinion, but I know that he loves me and I love him too. So it's not like we hate each other and like we're not talking or anything like that, because I still do talk to him daily and we take care of the kids together. I take them to go see him. He's gonna start coming to pick them up. It just is what it is. I'm never ever ever gonna regret the years that we did have together, because they were amazing and we built like this amazing life, and we have 2 amazing beautiful children, and so I can't say that I would regret that. And while we were together, he did treat me amazing. He was everything that I needed him to be. So I mean, instead of just hating him and telling him just I don't care, just fake it, like I'm not gonna do that. I've literally loved this man since I was 15. I'm not going to stop now. It just looks different for us now. It's been less than a week, and our biggest focus is just our kids. We're still going to be planning on doing stuff together as a family because that was always really important to both of us coming from divorced homes. So, like, that's just what we're going to continue to do. We weren't unhappy, and he really did think that this was going to be a forever thing. So he didn't marry me just knowing that it wasn't going to be forever. I'm grateful for our time together, and I'm hopeful for both of our futures, not just mine. You could love someone and still want more with your life, and that's okay. I think we just all need to have more compassion for each other. I have postpartum depression. I just found out that my husband was gay. I'm back living at my mom's house at almost 28 years old with 2 kids under 2. Be self-aware right now. I'm allowed to mourn the loss of the life that I spent 12 years building. And I'm whispering because it is the first time in a week that both of my kids are asleep at the same time. I'm exhausted. I haven't showered in like 3 days. And then I see comments like this. I'm a real human being who needs to heal and is healing and has every right to heal. I'm going through it. He's going through it. Everyone's going through it. Everyone needs healing, including you. It's the victim blaming and the lack of compassion for me. And the fact that this isn't the only comment that you made, that you've been making multiple, is absolutely horrendous to me. I took today to kind of have like a self-care day. I did my lashes, my hair, went to go get my nails done because, you know, look good, feel good. That's what they say. But the nights have just been literally hell. Sorry. But it's so hard going so long, sleeping next to someone and waking up next to someone, and then all of a sudden, like, they're here, but like they're alive, but like you're mourning them because they're not there with you anymore. And then it's like you go to sleep and then you wake up and it's like you have to remember everything all over again because like you forget in your sleep and you just wake up thinking that like everything's normal, and then you have to process that everything's not anymore. I have to sleep with the TV on because like once everyone's asleep and it's quiet and you've gone so long sharing a space with someone and it's just you alone in the dark, it just gets really dark. I'm just taking it one day at a time. So this has actually been the hardest part for me. Just realizing that everything that like we've built for so long is just gone now. Thankfully, by posting, I've been able to reach like, I want to say over 160 women who are going through like the same or similar experiences as me, either currently or in the past. So I have been able to build like my own support group, which has been really nice because it's been really nice to be able to talk to someone who's going through what I'm going through. And having people to talk to has actually really helped me because everyone's gonna have their own opinions about the situation, but unless you've actually gone through it, like, you really don't know how you're gonna react to the situation. I don't hate him. He's been a great father to our kids, and he was great to me while we were together. Our lives look different now, and like I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna go back to work and do that kind of thing, but all we could do is think about our kids and figure out how we're gonna co-parent. It's been 2 weeks since my husband came out to me, and today was my first day back at work. I have a 3-month-old who's exclusively breastfed, and that's why I'm pumping in the car right now. And my other daughter turns 2 in November. And I'm just not ready. I've been a stay-at-home mom, so I've been with my kids every single day, and I haven't spent more than 2 or 3 hours without them. It's been absolutely heartbreaking. I stayed up literally all night crying, so stressed about having to come back and not being able to be around them. And believe me, I really don't mind working. It just feels like they're too small. But I have no choice because I have to be able to provide for them. I know it will get better, but today has just been hard. And pumping in the car sucks.
So that last creator, Jasmine, recently shared on her TikTok platform that her husband of 12 years came out as gay, and it has been a huge shift for their family, and clearly she's taking the time to process. So clearly, as she stated, she fully supports him living in his truth, but it doesn't take away from the emotional impact it has on their relationship as well as their overall family dynamic. So over the past few weeks, we have been discussing this topic, and many find it difficult to openly talk about it. And of course, obviously, we're talking about DL or down low men. For those who are unfamiliar with the term down low, this refers to a man who presents himself as heterosexual or straight but is secretly engaged in relationships with other men. This oftentimes leads to confusion, heartbreak, and of course, you can imagine the emotional complexity, especially for their partners and the family members involved. This topic is layered with cultural and societal as well as personal challenges, but we aim to foster honest conversation and shared experiences. So here's a disclaimer, guys. On this channel, our focus is not to judge or to label anyone, but to rather understand how and why people end up on the down low, as well as the impact that it has on their relationships, families, and their communities overall. What's up, beautiful people? You don't know, it's your favorite island girl, Jody from the 876. Before we take a closer look into today's video, of course, please remember to like the video for your girl. It's an easy and a free way to, of course, to support my channel. Of course, subscribe if you're new, and if you're a new subscriber, you can drop some palm trees down in the comment section to indicate same, so we can officially welcome you to the Islanders family. Now, of course, you know I'm gonna have a question for you, because it wouldn't be an Island Girl video. Have you ever encountered a down low man or ever been in a relationship with someone who was living on the down low? And if you did, let me know how did you handle it. So share your experiences down below. We're gonna continue with today's video, but we're gonna jump into this next clip. It's a skit, but I think we need to watch it together. Let's go. When she doesn't know her husband is gay.
I just have to say, you must be one of the most handsome men I've ever seen.
Oh my God, thank you.
Jeffrey, isn't he just...
Look at Jeffrey's face, guys.
Why do I know you?
I don't know.
Are you a doctor?
No.
A pastor?
No.
An army sergeant? A massage therapist? Lawyer?
Please
Jeffrey's saying that his face looks familiar.
Kinda.
Oh, see, I bet you're an actor too. You have such a great face for screen.
I mean, I've been in some films.
It's Jeffrey realization face
well,
on me.
best of luck. It's a
Jeffrey's
hard
face,
industry,
guys.
but if you just keep banging away, one day you're gonna explode.
And the poor wife.
Thank you, that's very
Jeffrey
sweet.
getting
We have to
nervous.
go.
Oh,
Oh my
what's
God.
your name? We'll be able to say, we knew you when.
I go by the
Cody
name
Poppers.
Cody Poppers.
Cody Poppers. Okay, I'll Google that when I get home.
No,
It is Jeffrey's realization face on me, and the wife was clueless as to what was happening. So that was clearly a skit, so you guys understand the gist of what a down low interaction would look like. Let's continue with the rest of the videos.
Part 1 of how I found out my baby dad was still. Okay, y'all, this is my first story time, so y'all gotta bear with me. Okay? So, around this time, back in 2022, I think, I had allowed my baby daddy to come stay with me. So, hold on, y'all. Y'all gotta work with me now. Okay, when he was staying with me, I guess one night he went out, then he came back. He was like, his phone dropped off the car and he couldn't find it. And he was like mad and shit like that. I'm like, just chill, like, you can hold my son's phone so you can get you another phone. So I ended up letting him hold my son's phone or whatnot. And I ain't gonna lie, the same night that he had got the phone logged in and this and that, I had already had it in my head that I was gonna go through it, like, because I'm nosy. So I waited till he went to sleep, got the phone, and I was going through it. But I know my homegirl, like, she's real good when it comes down to going through a nigga phone. So I'm like, girl, I got the phone, pull up. She done pulled up, we going through it, this and that. So I had done seen him, he text a gay guy, but the message, it was unsent. So it was an unsent message to the gay guy, and it was the gay guy sending like the eyes emoji, and that's all I seen. That was it. So then he had 2 different like gay men blocked. So I seen that, and I went back to the house and I woke him up and I'm like, you gay. Like, you're gay. So he waking up looking confused. He like, what are you talking about? I said, I went through the phone and why is you texting a punk? Like, and why do you have all these punks blocked? He was like, man, like he got so mad, y'all. He was like talking real loud. He was like, man, these punks, if a punk trying to add me or follow me this and that, of course I'm gonna block them. Da 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 da. Lies, y'all. That was red flag right there. I should have walked away right then and there, or whatever. So he going back and forth, me and him going back and forth, and me being naive, y'all, I still let him stay with me or whatever. Okay, so I think this was like June 2022 or whatever. So let's fast forward to July. July come around. Like, I was just so fed up with him because he wasn't helping me. He was eating all the groceries, wasn't providing nothing, like doing nothing for my son. Always gone. So I was just like over it at this point. So I was waiting for him to come home or whatever, but like 3 came around. I'm like, I'm tired, I'm finna go to sleep. I just sent him a text or whatever. So I sent him a text, like basically give him the rundown, like, you need to step up. Like, you're gonna have to either help me or you gonna either have to leave. So after that, I went to sleep. I woke up, he was on the couch, and yeah, I went to go run my errands, came back, he was still asleep. So I ended up having to leave again. So I left again, came back, he was up and moving. So I'm like, I'm looking at him, I'm like, you got my text? Like that. So he was like, yeah, I got it. So I'm like, what you gonna do? He's talking about, I'ma leave. Girl, y'all, why you said that? Because that just pissed me off. Because, bitch, you been staying with me, and bitch, you ain't help me with nothing. Then when I, like, yeah, you gonna rather leave than help. So that just pissed me off. So I was like, bitch, leave. Like, you gonna have to leave now. Like, yeah, you gonna have to leave now. So he was like, if you wanna help me, you can start putting stuff on the porch. So I done start putting stuff on the porch. So I'm like, and my son's phone, I need it. So he went to tell him, nah, you ain't getting shit, bitch. Da, 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 da. I ain't getting nothing. So he went downstairs. So I'm thinking he leaving because he was walking down to the car. I was like, come get this. Don't leave this shit on the porch. So he come back with a pad. And if you know, you know. I don't want TikTok to be in this video, but he put the pad on the deep freezer. So I grab it because it's like, you're not trying to give me my son's phone. You're not gonna get this. I grab it, put it up. So after that, he like, I think he had done. I locked him out after that, I think. So he was just knocking, like telling me that he needed his pet. So I don't know. I just felt like he was about to, cause I stayed upstairs at the time or whatever. So I just knew he was gonna. I don't know, but I kind of felt it when he stopped knocking that he was gonna do something crazy. But I just didn't know what he was gonna do. So y'all, remind you, I stay upstairs. I have a balcony, and when I tell y'all, it's no light poles, no like nothing he can like grab on to get on top of the balcony. So I'm not thinking that he's finna jump on top of the balcony. Next thing you know, y'all, I hear thump. So I already knew he had done jumped on top of the balcony. The door. Then I forgot to lock the door, y'all. So I ran into my room and locked the door. So at this point, from my room, you could talk to somebody through like the balcony, like if I open a window. So I open a window. I'm like, all you gotta do is give me my son's phone and I'll give you the pet. So he's selling that bitch and shit, give me my mother stuff, da 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 da. So like at this point we going back and forth for like some minutes now. Like, I'm tired of arguing. So I done got some scissors. So I'm like, I'm about to pour this out if you don't give me my son's phone. So we ended up trading like through the window. I gave him his pad, he gave me my son's phone. Why did he do that? I don't know if he thought that I didn't know the PIN code, but over the time that he had the phone, I always watched him put the PIN in. So I guess he thought I couldn't get into it, y'all. So okay, so y'all, now that he done got his pad, so I'm like, I'm at the like the screen though. I don't like the door. I'm talking shit. I'm like, bitch, you could jump down from the balcony because you're not gonna come through my house. You could jump down. So I'm just talking shit like that. So he eventually, I had window room laid down. He eventually jumped down from the balcony. So he get to beating at my door, beating at the door. He was like, bitch, I need some trash bags. I'm gonna keep knocking, da da da. So I just didn't want him to be over there with all that, like making all that noise. So I threw him some trash bags out the door, and he bagged it up or whatever. So I had to leave to go get my mom from work around this when all this was going on. So I had to eventually leave out the house. So remind y'all, my kids were, I think they was in their room watching TV. So we had to walk outside. So I walked outside, and I don't know what triggered this animal, but he just went to going crazy. Like then went to like breaking like the porch light, or like just doing crazy shit. So I just walked right past him or whatever, cause bitch, you doing too much. So after that, and around this time, before I left, I put the phone up because I didn't want to walk out and he tried to grab it from me. So I had the phone up in the house. So fast forward, I got back home and his stuff was off the porch. So someone just told me to look out my window. I look out my window, he got like his clothes and stuff like stashed down stairs or whatever. So after that, I'm going through the phone or whatever, and I see messages of this same punk that he had blocked. Remember I told y'all in the beginning he had this punk blocked on Instagram and wasn't there, but he had a different page. This is a page that I wasn't logged into, because remember I told y'all the whole time he was there, I had his information or whatever, but it was another account. So I seen messages between him and the gay boy. So I'm like, hold on, y'all. Well, time about to run out. If y'all want a part 2, just comment and let me know y'all want a part 2, and I'll let y'all know what I seen in the messages. And yeah.
So this one is a bummer. She did not get to upload part 2 as planned because her baby's father saw her TikTok post and clearly he was not happy. So therefore he decided that he does not want to be involved with their son anymore. So I'm guessing she's just being cautious. And as much as we'd all love to see what she found inside that phone, we wanted the tea. It's probably best for her to no longer speak on it.
About 6 months into our marriage, I pulled up our computer one day and all of this pornography starts popping up, which the pornography didn't surprise me. He already told me he looked at pornography, but it was all men. There were no women in sight. And I was like, okay, this could be something. Most straight men don't look at gay pornography. There's some that do, but I was like, my husband's probably gay. I approached Steve at this point and I'm like, hey, are you gay? I found all this pornography, and he just felt horrible. He was like, I'm so sorry, all of these things. And I'm like, it's okay, but are you gay? And he's like, no, I'm not gay. And he now tells me, he's like, that was the first time I ever let myself think the words, I am gay.
No, that last clip has me thinking, even though her husband did eventually come out as gay, I have a question. Do straight men watch gay pornography? Well, I did have to Google it, and according to Google, that answer is yes, that some straight men do watch gay pornography, and the reasons can vary. They say that research show that sexual curiosity and arousal from different scenarios or exploration of these fantasies can drive this behavior. So that's what Google said, but let me hear your thoughts on this personally. Next, we're going to look into the signs that a man is down low. Now, of course, I'm going to start with one of the creators we saw earlier, where she shared her story. So since she had first-hand experience, let's hear what she has to say.
Signs that your husband might be gay. You guys wanted this series, so I'm going to go ahead and provide. I've been with my husband for 12 years, and he just recently came out as gay. We are high school sweethearts, and these are the signs or the things that I might have missed that could be signs. He was super clean cut. He did get his eyebrows done, but I was the one that convinced him to get his eyebrows done in the first place, so I never really thought that was a sign. he wasn't super handy around the house. If something needed to get hung or anything like that, I would be the one to hang it, or he would call someone if something needed to get fixed. He wasn't the type to just go and get the tools. My husband was super masculine and super protective, so there wasn't any signs there. He did have a cologne collection, which some people are saying is a sign, but I always liked that he smelled good. He always kept his clothes super clean and super nice. Like, all of his shoes always looked brand new. Like, he hated for things to look worn out, but again, that's something that I liked about him. So to me, it wasn't a sign, but it could be easily mistaken for a sign, I guess. We have 2 kids. We didn't have any problems in the bedroom. I know that's a lot, but a lot of people are asking. He did spend a lot of time with his guy friends, and I did feel like he had more fun out with the guys than he did with me, which is unfortunate for me, but he never treated me poorly. I mean, we could be grasping for things, but he loved the fall and pumpkin spice lattes, which is probably the biggest sign, but I don't know, because who doesn't love a PSL? I think the biggest sign of all time is not thinking that it was impossible. Like, I remember seeing a story about a girl who followed her husband because she thought that he was cheating, and she followed him to a motel, and she saw her best friend's car in the motel, and when they went inside, it was her best friend's husband and not the best friend. And ever since I saw that story, I remember thinking, like, oh my god, like, that's terrifying, but I didn't think that that was impossible. And I think that that is the biggest sign. Looking back, that's the biggest sign. Anyways, that's all I could think about right now. But yeah, let me know if you guys want me to read more into it.
Okay, get ready with me while I tell you how to know if your boyfriend is DL, because a lot of y'all's boyfriends are DL. Okay, one is if he really prefers to hang out with his homeboys than to hang out with you. Like, it seems like his homeboys are always a priority and you're always number 2. And I'm not saying that like it's like that sometimes, no, like when it's always like that, like he always has to bring a homeboy somewhere. Number 2 is if they're around gay guys and like they feel uncomfortable and they tell you like, oh my god, like I just felt so uncomfortable, like I couldn't even be around him, like I was irritated. Like, no, you were irritated because you liked it because you're gay. He's always talking shit about women, and I'm not saying like making a little comment here and there, no, when he's always saying something about like the way women dress, how they act, yada yada yada, like he's mad because some women are living his dream. They're with men and he wants to be with a man. So yeah, that's another telltale sign. Another one that kind of goes in with the thing I just said, I feel very passionate about women's bodies or what women should do with their body or women's topics. That's a sign of homosexuality, because you shouldn't feel passionate about that because you're not a woman. So where's the passion coming? Huh? A sign is if he makes you go half on the first date or he asks you to pay. He's gay, he likes men, he wants to be with his homeboy. So yeah,
these are some of the signs that your man really like men. And guess what? You will know, because it's gonna happen in the bedroom. Number 1, if your man want your ass more than he wants your pussy, baby, that's a goddamn, that ain't no red flag. That's a motherfucking billboard. That's a red ass billboard. If that man wants you in your butt more than he wants you in your front, baby, okay, all right. Not only that, if he get mad about it, if he get mad when you won't let him do it back there, or have an attitude or feel like, oh, you out, I can't never try nothing, man, okay, ladies. Number 2, they don't never want to go down there on you. Now, I know some men don't like to go down there, you know what I'm saying? That's their preference. But if y'all been together for a long time, that man ain't never put his mouth on you. He don't never even touch you down there. The only thing he do is just put it in. Okay, ladies. He don't do no foreplay. He ain't sucking on no tatas. He ain't doing none of this stuff. Alright, now, what man you know really love women that don't want to please them, that don't want to go the extra mile? Because that ain't what he want. Okay, now this part 2 of signs that your man might want a man. Okay, here we go. Oh, number 1. Now, this happened more than that. This some weird shit I'm about to tell y'all. It ain't funny. Please don't laugh. I know how stupid y'all is. Y'all so fucking. Hold on. Okay, I had a homegirl one time, right? Now, her dude was fine as hell. I ain't even gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? He one of the best looking dudes in the neighborhood out here. Man, he was fine for real. He nice body, long ass dreads, gold in his mouth and all that. So one day, she called me. Now, people don't know me. Y'all don't know me, but my nickname for my family and my friend, they call me Pooh. And she always called me Poola. And she said, Poola, something ain't right. I said, what? She said, man, he came home. He had been gone, say he was DJing or something. He came home, and when he came home, he pulled his drawer down. He had shit in the front of his drawer. Oh, okay. Now, y'all ass ain't stupid. Now, you put 2 and 2 together. What in the hell is things doing in the front of your damn drawer and you a man? Your drawer ain't in the front. Number 2. He out ratchet. He always itching back there. Every time he turn around, he scratching his ass. I know people be joking to my son, you need to bathe. No. Sometimes it don't be he need to bathe. Sometimes his ass sore and toe up from some shit he done did. Y'all need to wake the fuck up for real and stop trying to make excuses for this shit. If your man always scratching his ass, ain't that many goddamn... Ain't that many scratches? Ain't that much scratching in the world now? Come on now, when you putting baby powder and shit all up in the crack of your head. What wrong with you? I know women chafe, but damn, I ain't know men start having rashes back there too. Number 3, he masturbate more than he wanna have sex. Every time you turn around, he beating it. He doing. You know what I'm talking about. But then goddamn, when it come down to you and him, he ain't never really in the mood. Well, what did you in the mood for? What did you thinking about when you doing that stuff? What did you thinking about when you what the fuck in your mind? You ain't looking at no porn. You ain't looking at nothing like, hey, you just okay. Come on now. Sometimes the sign be right there in our motherfucking face, and we ignore it. It's time to call this bullshit out. It's time to motherfucking call this shit out, because at the end of the day, come on now, ladies.
Are you sure no one's home?
Oh, I live alone.
Who's this?
I'm the
lawyer. It's my
lawnmower.
I got a box in the mail.
Oh,
addressed to you. There's wigs,
you're not supposed to open other
little
people's
tiny
mail,
thongs.
actually. Oh gosh.
There's a thingy. Enemas?
Well, that just looks like a medical device to me.
I'm not stupid. I know what's going on. Somebody is trying to destroy our marriage.
Come again?
I think I should probably go.
Yeah.
No, stay. You're his lawyer, right?
Lawnmower.
He's
neighbor. I'm a neighbor.
Teaches elementary school students.
A lot of classes.
So
Okay, they're trying to make it seem like you're... That you like men. And that you're cheating on me.
I mean, that is... Do people even...
I know it's not true. Because you're my husband and my best friend. And if you liked men, you know that you could tell me.
Wait, what?
You would never lie to me. I know you wouldn't.
Sorry, it's just my cousin is...
I'm more of a plumber, really, but I
training to be a
on the
flight
side,
attendant.
I do also
Let me
work
show you
in
the drawer,
trains.
actually. Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
You dated a bisexual man before?
I have not. Openly bisexual, no. But I feel like there's a lot of men who are under the table.
On the bottom, Paige. You were good. I'm waiting for you to be great. And next, Kendall. You didn't stick out to me. Next is Brooke. Next, Nia. You're 3rd on the pyramid. You were 3rd overall high score. And Mackenzie. And on top of the pyramid, going 3 for 3, once again, is Maddie.
That list was out of this world. I had to insert it in this video because a lot of you alluded to the same based on my last DL video. At the end of the day, we're not here to judge anyone, as I stated before, but living in the truth brings you freedom. And of course, it is important to be honest with yourself and to those around you. Everyone deserves love, but it starts, of course, with self-acceptance. So let me ask you this. If your partner came out to you and opened up about being down low or being gay, do you think you'll be able to accept it and move on, or would it change everything? Let me know how you would handle it. So this is where we'll wrap up with today's video, guys. If you've enjoyed the content, remember to smash that thumbs up button for your girl, and if you want to see more relatable content like these, you can go ahead and click this video up here, which is up next video here on your screen. And remember, if you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and do so now. As per usual, guys, thank you so much for watching. My name is Jody and I aspire to inspire. Until next time, guys, walk good.